everybody. It's another episode of the Greenbox Convos. It's your boy Just Lando with my main man, my co-host.
Bailiff Bryce.
Yes, sir. As you can see, it's got the divorce court in the background. You know what I mean? Boy, it's the show where we try to bring you this week's headlines, keep you guys up to date as much as we can, do a little this or that or this, do a top five, and we wrap. And with that, Mr. Marlon, how was your week, man?
It was a long one. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm glad we made it. Yeah, I'm enjoying this weekend. Because
Right.
it's right back to it. I know you just started your week, so you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild out here. How about you? How was your week?
Man, it was actually, hold on, I'm just sending a quick, say sorry.
How you do all your work?
Uh-huh.
Huh? Not man enough to give him a call and say,
Pull my Draco out. You know, I got to keep that Draco on me. But anyway, no, it was a solid week. It was a solid week. Nothing too crazy. My brother's birthday. Them dudes old as hell, 40 years old. Happy birthday to them.
Yeah.
Got lit, and that was it. So I can't complain about Nathan, man.
Gotta celebrate them birthdays, man.
Absolutely. Never know. So take each one as they come.
Yes, sir.
You ready to hit them with these headlines?
Oh, I'm always ready.
Man.
And I guess we should just get into it because there's a lot of divorces happening. Another couple has bitten the dust. The closest things to the hustle, the Curry family, Dell and Sonia Curry, Steph's mom and dad, they're breaking up. They're claiming each other was cheating. They say Sonia's out there. She's shacked up with some dude. It's just messy, man. What are your thoughts on the news that broke?
Let me tell you something. I've been kind of reading this, kind of following it. I mean, just because I think it's so interesting. Why? Not because they're like have celebrity status or anything like that, because I don't usually get into it. But because it's one of those things you just don't see coming. Like, you see at the games and in interviews and things like that, and they just look like, what I mean, they just living that good life and ain't shit wrong. But lo and behold, Sonya comes out and says, it was like an open secret. I'm the only one who didn't know that Dell was cheating. And when she said that, man, it hit like a ton of bricks. Because mama's gonna be telling on their sons. You know what I mean? He'd be probably bringing by X, Y, and Z, or talking to this, that, and the third. And you know how players get together and they be like, look, I'm talking to this one right here, sliding, photos. And she the only one who didn't know. Shit happens. But then on the other hand, she gonna get caught cheating with a 1988, 89 Patriots tight end, Rob Johnson.
Yeah.
Rob Johnson. Man. So I wish we could put the side by side up so y'all could see, but bruh, go ahead, Rob. You done pull Sonya Curry. I mean, shit. You swagging like that, G?
I mean, I think it's bullshit that she just didn't know he was cheating. Like, motherfucker, he was an NBA player. Like, all these motherfuckers is cheating.
For like, what, 14 seasons, right?
Yeah, you feel me? Like, I mean, don't get it fucked up. I mean, if he cheated, that's cold, but it's like, come on. You knew.
Yeah, don't claim you didn't know. You knew.
Yeah. Because you had the new nigga lined up. Like,
right? It didn't take you no time to go get dude from 1988. What?
I'm just saying.
What? I really do feel bad for Steph and Seth in this one because, they going to be fucking with him on the court. They going to be fucking with him on that court.
It doesn't hurt them too much, but like just the family image, having the mom and dad married for 30 years. And I think a lot of people, especially like social media, they put a lot on to Steph in his marriage and in his parents' marriage because it's like, oh, it was,
Well,
that's what you strive for.
right,
You
but
want a relationship like them.
to be fair, Steph's marriage kind of got off to I won't say got off to, but kind of endured a little bit of rockiness there when Aisha said what she said, like she want other men to pay attention to her. Like the fuck.
Well,
Let's not
I
forget
mean,
she did
yeah, she had a dumb moment. It's like this, like she just had kids, you know what I mean? So she doesn't necessarily want like male attention, but like she's probably been getting male attention ever since she grew boobs, you know what I mean?
that.
And
That's
for
true
her
too.
to be like a public figure's wife and she just had kids, she's feeling insecure. So it's like, oh, nobody looks at me anymore. Like, no, because they respect Steph and your union, you know what I
Right.
mean? But
But
she
people
was
this
having
way
a
too.
yeah.
She couldn't just drop an Instagram selfie and get the comments that way. What
Because
did she? Did she really want somebody sliding in her DM though?
nah, but I mean, we all like that ego boost. You know what I mean?
I
Everybody
feel it.
loves that.
Get your
But like
comments in your picture section and leave the rest of that shit alone.
where she went wrong, because initially she was like, "Oh, I don't be showing off and stuff because all that good stuff is for my husband." So for her
Mm-hmm.
to go and post something, then it would have looked hypocritical. Because even now she posted some modeling photos and people was like, "Oh, what about this comment you made back in the day?" Like it's not a lose
Yeah,
lose. But
yeah,
even with
man.
they rocky, mishaps throughout the social media sphere, you always had his parents. They always seemed like the foundation for the family. They were
Mm-hmm.
strong. They were united. They was together. It was like, yeah, black love. But really, really, they were both stepping out on each other. It was like shit. Y'all just
Well,
like everybody else.
I
That's why
mean, people are human, man. It's just
yeah,
human.
you got to
You're
stop
allowed.
putting like faith into these public figures and celebrities thinking they
Right.
got their shit together because nobody does. You know what I mean? That's just the image.
Absolutely. Right. If they wasn't willing to work on it, so I mean, they'll both be out here in these streets and up for grabs and what have you. If that's what they want to go back to, but shit, more power to them. They better make that shit work. It is not cool out here in these streets, y'all, after 30 years of being with somebody.
And I got to
So,
keep it a buck. Like I'm surprised if Dell really cheated on her. I'm surprised because I mean he can't pull too many. You know what I mean? Like bro, like you won. Like you need to chill. Like be
right.
happy with what you have and build
I
on
mean,
that.
he still got money, and you know them IG thoughts don't really care what you look like. You throw enough bands at him.
Yeah, but it's like, bro, come on. Come on, dog. If you was gonna divorce her, you should have did that shit a minute ago. Like
I
not
feel
now.
it.
Like y'all 30 years
Right.
deep. Shit,
Right.
y'all might want to stay together, bro. Open
Yeah.
up the relationship a little bit
Going to get some therapy
to figure it
and
out.
exactly. Go to counseling, therapy, whatever it is, and figure it the
Do
fuck out. It's not
do
safe out here
any
for
and
y'all.
everything to save your
Mm-hmm.
marriage. Cause yeah,
Any
bro, it
and
ain't the
everything.
look. So yeah,
Shit. But yeah, man.
yeah, we
I'll say,
blessed. Yeah,
I'll try to say a little prayer for them, you know what I mean? Because they need healing over there. You know, it sucks when you get cheated on. Everybody's gone through it once or twice, two or three, some of you. But if that's really what you want to be with, then y'all got to make that shit work, man. Straight up.
the yeah, the pandemic is undefeated as far as
Oh
these
boy,
relationships go. But
talk about it. Talk about it.
it's rough out here. Shit. But yeah, prayers to
It
their
really
family.
is.
Hopefully they figure it out.
Please do.
All right, next up, your boy Kanye finally dropped Donda. Well, he said initially Universal released it without his permission,
Right.
but then they updated it and included the three songs that he wanted at the end. So now
Okay.
it's officially what he envisioned.
Gotcha.
Uh, you said you heard a little bit of it. Like, what are your initial thoughts?
Um, I at first I listened to it from an audio standpoint, meaning I just listen mostly for the beats.
Mhm.
Very, very Kanye. You can definitely tell that is Mr. West on them beats. I always loved Kanye's producing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Not so much a fan of the Donda chant. I understand it, but I'm not so much a fan of it. You know, that's how the album opens up with them just saying Donda over and over again, right? So
Mhm.
a little weird, but you know, hey, I understand it. Not a fan, just don't understand it. But yeah, he got some. He had Lil Baby on there. Benny the Butcher was on there. Jay-Z was on there. So far that I've heard, I don't know everybody on there, but yeah, he got some. He
Roddy
got some.
Rich. Yeah, he got a couple of
I
them.
don't know. I don't know if Roddy Rich is on there. I haven't heard the song yet.
Nah, he is.
Okay,
He is.
but
Yeah.
it's like when we was discussing Nas the other week. You know, I mean, he's pulling people who are relevant in the game now and giving them a
Yeah.
chance and bringing them on to do their thing, and then I mean, not being a gatekeeper. That's what I
Yeah.
feel is most important. Uh, he was sounding good on some of his songs. I ain't gonna hold you. It was sounding good, and then it was very brief. I think I only listened to like 8 songs, so I'm just trying to run it back in my head. I did like Jesus is Lord and all that, and,
Mhm.
or Jesus Lord or something like that. But it was the songs I heard. It was all right. I didn't skip any. You know what I mean? I was just letting it play through. So overall, from what I heard, it was all right. I fuck with it.
Yeah. So I listened to it. Um, it sounded a little bit more inspired than a couple of his last projects, but it just it just doesn't hit like the rest of his classics do.
Okay, I'll give you
Um,
that for sure.
I
I'll give you that.
I felt like it was two different albums. It felt like Donda plus leftovers from the Jesus is King album, kind
Hmm.
of, but the better tracks that were left off of it. You know what I mean? Um, he could have chopped the shit down in 12 songs. It was way too long. Like, um,
24, 24 tracks is a bit long for this day's generation. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
it's
we don't have
27
a.
now. He
Oh,
added
right,
them
right,
three.
right, right,
So,
right.
um, if you like Kanye, you're gonna like the album. If you're like a Kanye fan,
Hmm.
um, if you're somebody that grew up on him like us, you're probably not gonna be satisfied with it all the way. Cause it's just like I heard some good songs on there, but then there were just some that were just like it didn't really do anything for me. And then when I'm
That's
thinking,
fair.
well, at least the production might be all right. I wasn't like overly impressed with the production, considering it's Kanye. You know what I mean? Like it was just like,
Right.
all
No,
right,
that's
this is
that's fair. That's very fair.
it's kind of simple, but it's like, all right. But the good songs are really good, and there's some of them throwaway tracks. It's like, okay, if he cut these ones, this is a solid ass album. Um, for just speaking for me, it's probably one of those ones where I probably won't listen to it again.
Mm,
Like I'll probably get the ones that I like, the select
right.
few songs that I like, and throw them on my shit. But like, I'm probably not gonna revisit that album. But I mean, it's interesting just to see his artistry that's still continuing to grow, I guess, if you want to look at it from that standpoint. But it's not one of those ones where like 10 or 20 years from now, like, hey, bro, remember we was
Mm.
listening down to that one time and blah, blah,
That
blah. Like,
is that is extremely fair for sure. That is extreme because I
yeah.
can definitely see myself forgetting almost about this album in like 3 months, 4 months. You know what I mean?
And I, and I know it seems kind of harsh, but like, we came up on the Kanye that was, I mean, it don't necessarily have to be classic, but it was classic from damn near front to back. Like,
Yeah.
there were hardly any misses. And like, I appreciate him, experimenting and shit, but like, there's just no structure to his albums nowadays. Like, it's just like, all right, you love pockets of the album, and then like the other half is just like, all right.
Let me shout out Larry Hoover Jr. on there for, you know what I mean?
Oh
Kind
yeah,
of,
yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
yeah, to try to, big up Kanye for, enduring what he had to endure
Hmm.
as far as like, I mean, being a Trump lover and all of this. We don't know if that's true or not now, right? So was he doing it for Larry Hoover or was he doing it for Kanye? We don't know now. Because Larry Hoover Jr. pretty much put him out there like, hey, thanks for going up to the Oval Office and doing what you had to do to try to get my father out. So I
Yeah.
understand it.
No,
So
he tried to, but yeah, Trump wasn't having that.
mm,
But
for sure they had
Jay
to.
was on the album. Hove,
Yeah.
they reunited on the song. I think like this isn't a comeback album for him. So like if you're looking for a comeback, Kanye lyrical shit, like nah, this ain't it. So
I felt
maybe
like
they
this
could
was
do.
a no pressure Kanye album. Like there's no pressure for him to perform and be dropping an absolute classic. It was just him allowing to himself to be whatever the hell he wants to be right now.
Yeah. I don't think he doesn't really rap anymore. It's
Nah.
more like he works in the studio and he vibes with whatever he's creating and they just kind of make it as they go. And then okay,
Right.
yeah, that's good. On to the next move. Like, all right, we just vibing. Like, um, but yeah, I mean, if him and Hope come back together, maybe do Watch the Throne too. Maybe you could get that next comeback album for Kanye.
That would
I
be
don't
nice
know.
because to be honest, Hov need to come back album too. Yeah, if you ask me, I
Yeah,
wasn't really feeling 444.
and I think the only reason, because like, and that's why I was comparing him to Nas last week, because it's just like I think Nas found a lane. Like there's people before Nas that was spitting grown up rap before,
Right.
like a lot of people they cite like Fonte and like Little Brother, like as some of those
Right.
guys that kind of were rapping for the everyday man and started
Mm-hmm.
doing grown folks music, but like I think Nas found that right pocket and he's still creative enough where it's it's him, it's just a grown up version of him and he's giving you what he has, whereas Jay-Z it sounded more kind of like Cosby, pull up your pants, that type shit. Like
Yeah.
Jay always,
Yeah.
Jay always been
Absolutely.
preachy. He's always been preachy towards motherfuckers like I'm
He's
30
definitely
plus,
been
wearing throwbacks and all that dumb shit. And like
right.
I
He's
get it,
definitely
but it's
been the
like,
hip hop Bill Cosby for sure.
but it's I don't think he's nailed it yet as far as
Because
finding
we
finding that zone though. Um, even with Kanye, um, I think Ye like he's uh he's involved with the younger crowd and all that, and that's cool. He doesn't sound dated or anything, but I think Ibrahim, he's like,
you back rocking. You on mute, my boy. Yeah, you on mute.
all right,
There you
you
go.
got him? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was. I think it was just my Wi-Fi. But what at that? All right, next up, OnlyFans reversed its ban on pretty much pornography and nudity on their website after saying that they were going to get rid of it in October. Do you think they felt the heat from all the backlash to the news, and they realized
I
like,
think
hey, we're
some.
going to be losing out?
I think they felt all the jerkers out there was supposed to say, well, what do we do now? And then they saw all that other shit popping up. They were like, oh no, oh no, and all them subscriptions was finna drop.
Mm-hmm.
and everybody racing to be number one on the new site. So they was like, oh well, shit, we can't lose all this money. OnlyFans was making over what, $1 billion? It became $1 billion industry.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of money to lose out on because you don't want to show no ass and titties.
And apparently they take 20% off top. So you have to figure like, yeah, that's a good chunk of change. Like to be just
20% of $1 billion.
yeah,
That's a lot of money.
hell yeah.
So I'm just saying, like they made the right choice by reversing their decision. The jerkers are they're happy again. Stiffies went up everywhere. Bing.
I think it was low key. I kind of could see them doing that as a way to promote the site. So they, oh yeah, we're banning it. You know, they leaked that and got
Okay.
everybody frazzled. Like, okay. I think they realized like, ooh, it kind of backfired because I think they said like so many people were unsubscribing that I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit. Like, you know, so I was like,
Yeah.
it was they probably expect a little bit too, but like it was like I guess a mass number of people that was unsubscribing. So like chicks were
Yes,
losing
sir.
money. In turn, they were losing money, and it was like, oh yeah, let's switch that all up.
Absolutely. Hey, the math is there. The numbers don't lie. Look, when
Mm-hmm.
you say we can't show no ass and titties, I know another place where I can show ass and titties. I'm trying to be the first one to go number one there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, motherfuckers are running over there and them subscription levels drop. Well, I don't need to spend money here. I don't want to see a recipe from, Sharon and people. I want to go
Yeah,
see ass and titties over here from Aquanda. So guess what?
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, we don't know if they're gonna come back because they can try to pull that stunt again.
yeah. Because like if I'm the sex workers that's got the OnlyFans, I'm finding an alternative already.
Right.
Because you
Right.
just showed me what you want to do for real, for real. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'll still be working it, but like I'm looking for the next step. Maybe even make my own website and have
Absolutely.
subscriptions that way.
Which many of them do have.
Yeah, but I
It's not
think
that I
now this
know.
is a wake up call for a lot of them because like, oh, y'all really don't fuck with us, even though we built this up. Like, I bet. So I mean, we'll just have to see. All right. Let me go next up. So the baby featured on Nirvana's Nevermind album. He's grown now. He decided that he wants to sue Nirvana for posting his picture as a baby without his consent. He's saying that it's child pornography. He's saying all kinds of stuff, and he wants money for his pain and suffering. But with that said, he claims his parents didn't know he was going to be on the cover nude, but they said otherwise. They paid them. And the kid has celebrated the fact that he was featured on the album cover for years. But now he's saying, oh, it's making him, it's stressing him out. It's all this. They didn't give me a choice. It's all this big thing about consent. What do you think about that lawsuit? Do you think what do you think about the lawsuit?
Sorry, I got some technical difficulties on my end right now, I think. But no, look, man, you gotta take that up with your parents first. They obviously signed some kind of consent form, some kind of, legal document allowing this photo to be placed on Nirvana's album. And times were different. You got to understand, times were way, way different back then. You know, that picture was saw as like, a cute picture. Oh, look at the baby type deal. You know what I mean? The fact that you found it or now feel some type of way about it today in cancel culture is kind of like self-evident. Like, oh, I know what I can do. Maybe he's strapped for cash. Oh, I know what I can do. I know exactly this. They can't put this on there. Somebody got in his ear. You need to take them to court, bro. They can't do this to you. And now look at them. You know, don't listen to that person. It's an uphill battle. We probably spend more money trying to get the money than
Yeah.
actually getting the money. Just
Yeah.
stop where you are. Just stop where you are, and take it from there. I don't really know, obviously, but my recommendation is to stop where you are and let it be. Let it be.
Like
Or
it's probably gonna be thrown out so fast because like the fact that there's a history of you celebrating it and making money off of that, it's like, bro, like now you switch it up. It's obviously a money grab. And like his
obviously,
lawyer was like, "Oh, the photo is, sexualized and all that." It's like, bro, there's nothing sexual about that picture. I'm not
at all.
saying that there's no pedophiles that could look at it and
Right,
take it somewhere, but like as far as the way the picture was taken, there's nothing suggestive or anything crazy about it. It's just a
right.
nude baby in the pool. So yeah, it's just a bunch of bullshit. Just
I
like
honestly
with
think. Oh,
no, go
my fault.
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I honestly think that whoever that lawyer is, they're just fighting for something and should be disbarred. Like, just stop because you're gonna have a terrible career if you're trying to make like court cases off of something so trivial, right? I think you're a rookie, and
Well, like that's kind of like that's the name of the game in a way
they
because
ain't did their homework and
well, I mean that's the game kind of though. They know like that shit ain't true, but he's trying to get his client, a settlement or
right.
something out of this. So they're gonna do what they got to do.
But then that's sad, bro. Like, why even play the game just to get a settlement? If I'm the representatives of Nirvana, take that shit as far as they want to go. Fuck it. You're not getting a dime out of this. Like, we didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean?
They'll probably because most people just want shit to go away. Like,
True.
so they'll be quick to pay somebody off. Like, yeah, just go. Like, but yeah, like that's just really the law game. Like, it's all a game, really.
Yeah.
Like, you see that chick. Like, every time there's an accusation against like a famous celebrity, she's the lawyer that they go to. Like
Mm-hmm.
because it's just like, bro, like this is what you do. You specialize in this shit. And if you have a good case, oh, you'll proceed with it. But if not, you'll slowly fade out. And it's like, oh, I wasn't involved with her after. Like, no, you just knew you couldn't win. Like,
Exactly. You wasn't gonna get nothing, so you had to bow out.
yeah. So, I mean, it's foul, but shit. Yeah, they going to throw this one out so damn quick. Like,
As they
it's
should.
not even funny.
As they should.
Yeah. All right, next up, your boy Dog the Bounty Hunter catches some flack for not inviting his daughters to his wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And the daughter said the only reason they weren't invited was because of their stance on racial inequality and their support of like stuff like Black Lives Matter and all kinds of stuff. And he said that their father doesn't agree with any of that and that he's called Black Lives Matter thugs and
Mm.
that he's pretty much a bigot. And that's
Mm.
why. And the funny thing is, like, they work for his old network, the same
Spike
network that
Bar.
fired. Yeah, the same
Right.
network that fired him earlier this year because they said he made some bigoted comments on one of the episodes.
Mm.
So, I
Mm.
mean, the math is mathing. You know what I
That
mean?
equals two. It's equaling four. I mean,
I'm
check it out
telling
though, man. Dog has always come off to me like an all lives, blue lives slider type of dude. You know what I mean?
you. Mm,
I mean, he's in a faux law enforcement profession, right? I say faux law enforcement because he is actually no part of law enforcement.
yeah.
Um, but all the people he's caught in Hawaii and things like that, and he always tries to, invoke Jesus on you. Very, very right wing thinking, very Bible Belt thinking. He's not originally from, Hawaii, obviously,
Yeah.
right? So you go back to where he's from, that Bible Belt. He's that's how he was raised. That's how he was taught. That's what he grew up on. That's what he became successful with. Why would you think he would think anything different, right? He's made his whole career off of his beliefs and thinking, so he's made it this far. It's not surprising to me at all, though.
Look, I kind of assume that he had that upbringing as far as being more conservative. I mean, I wouldn't have put that past him.
Right.
But I mean, if anybody would have told me, hey, and I don't use it lightly, if somebody said, hey, oh, the bounty hunter's racist, like, well, I mean, I don't do that.
Gosh, and you know what their first thing is? How can I be racist? Look at my son. He gonna bring out his son who happens to be half
Yeah.
Hawaiian. Man, come on, dog.
It's like, like somebody 80 years old and you find out they said some racist. It's like, okay, like I kind of assumed that already because,
Right?
yeah,
There's no way in hell you 80 years old from the 1930s and didn't call somebody the N word. It's just no way. There's just no way.
yeah.
I wish one of them. I'm sorry. I wish one of them roll up and said, "I never said the N word." I would smack the hell out of them. Like, why didn't you? You had plenty of opportunity.
It's like when that Paula Dean shit happened.
Oh man.
Like, I was like, there ain't no way she could make that chicken and not have dropped the M-bomb or something. Like,
Right. Come on, man.
Even though I hated her that she said that shit, it was just like I kind of get it a little bit oddly. Like don't say it again, bitch. But like I get it. Or like when your boy Liam Neeson,
man.
he said that I was looking for the first black guy that I could because his friend had gotten raped, and he was so infuriated that he just wanted to beat the shit out of the first black guy that he saw because she was raped by a black guy. And it's just like, man, like I hate that you said that, but I kind of get it a little bit. Like it's like people kind of they gave him flack for it. They was like, oh, okay, you go like, well, bro, I mean, like I don't think like that, but like I'm just saying, if a friend of mine got harmed by a handicapped motherfucker, I might think some kind of way about a handicapped motherfucker. Like, where's this one arm motherfucker at? Like I'm
First one of you motherfuckers pull into this handicap spot. I'm just on your ass. I'm just standing out in front of stores all day. Who pulling into the handicap spot? No, fuck that. Was you around in California when they the Mexican gangs in LA were like shoot every black person because somebody got jacked for some drugs or something and they didn't know who did it. They was like, fuck it, it doesn't matter, shoot them all. That's why I kind of was like, okay, I don't like that shit, bro. Like if you got jacked, I mean, you know what I mean? Your boy, I mean, he got caught lacking. You ain't got to come up against everybody like that because you can easily incite some shit that didn't need to be incited, bro. Like that shit was ridiculous.
Because everybody don't be on that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, Liam Neeson's, I didn't even know he said that. I said it just like Key and Peele, and I tried my hardest not to. I put the S on there, and I didn't try to. So Liam Neeson. I didn't know he said that, but that's I mean, I guess
obviously you don't go towards the race element or gender or anything, but just wanting to defend your friend, like we get that, but it's just like if for him to be that honest about it, it's like, well, shit, like it was shitty, but like you honest about it. Most motherfuckers would be like, no, I don't see color. I just wanted to hurt. Like, no, you shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean. So
yeah. That's where I was like, I guess I understand it. Like, you know what I mean? At least he was honest about it. So it is what it is.
I'd rather a motherfucker be straight up about the shit instead of acting like, oh, everything's all good, Jamal. I don't hate you. Like,
right?
Like,
you rather it be Mississippi rather than La Jolla. Gotcha.
Boy, down south, the motherfuckers, like, they'll let you know in so many words, like, yeah, I don't rock with y'all niggas, but Yeah, we can be cordial, and I'm gonna just keep mine over here, and yeah, it's
Keep
like, all
yours
right,
over
bro,
there.
all
They
right, bro.
know the South has racism down to a science.
But my nigga dog, man, I mean,
Yeah,
I knew my nigga dog wasn't down for no
of course not.
none
Of
of that
course not.
Black Lives Matter and shit. Like, come on.
Hell no, he was never. No, that nigga's a Blue Lives Matter because he never was able to be on the force because he was a fucking drug addict. But it is what it is. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna throw him out there too much more. And
my nigga wearing the '90s sweatsuits and shit. Like, dog, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
that
look,
old ass disgusting mullet.
yeah, it's like, ain't you on the shit? You talking about drugs? Like,
Nigga, talk
only
about
crackheads wear your fashion and mullet still. Like, come on, bro.
it.
I'm just saying.
Like, right? Shit. Moving on.
Moving on. Lastly, Tony Hawk is releasing 500 skateboards that are painted with some of his blood. Little Nas X didn't take too kindly to that because he didn't see any backlash with Tony Hawk, and he saw a lot of backlash with his shoes that he was about to release with drops of blood and like satanic images on it. What are your thoughts? You think it's hypocritical that nobody's giving Tony Hawk any crap about this, or you think Little Nas X is comparing apples to oranges?
Check it out, man. It can be perceived as hypocritical, but the fact still remains. As people in America are majority some type of Christian, right? Majority, not fully, obviously, but majority, some type of Christian. You cannot put someone's blood in the shoe with the 666 on it, devil colors, devil this, devil that, and think that shit was gonna fly. That is the main difference between you getting what is it, success with selling the shoe versus Tony Hawk's success with selling his board. He didn't put no satanic images behind it. He's putting his blood, sweat, and tears into his craft, which he's done for over 40 years. You've been around 7 days and you want to sell me some devil shoes? Come on, bro. Think about it in that terms before you just try to just put it like this. You cannot just force people to accept brand new right away. Not
Yeah,
America. You have to baby step them. Like
yeah,
you
yeah,
have to introduce, walk. Then you can run with your dumbass idea. But you are never just going to get the regular average American to just jump into something new and just be in love with it. It's just not how it works. I
I
mean,
think, yeah, I don't never think it was so much the blood, but like you said, like we just don't fuck with the devil like that. Like even though I see we're more accepting of like other religions and even like Satanism to a degree, more so than like 30 years ago or whatnot,
right?
we still ain't fucking with some of them images like that. It's like, nah, that's not happening. And I wouldn't ever say it was like homophobic either, because it's like, bro, like people don't, they just don't fuck with the devil like that.
Right? Shit. You put exactly what they say God would be trying to do, or the devil would be trying to do to corrupt. Think about it that way, bro. The people who would buy this, who could afford this, who would support this, they have been taught, oh, wait, in the Bible right here, it says the devil will try to do this to get you to, switch over. And you did exactly that. What the fuck do you think? You scared them. You said Candyman in the mirror 5 times, you dumb nigga. You know what I mean? Like,
And
come
he a
on,
black
bro.
man from the South. It's like, bro, these people, they grew up in the church. They not about to be buying this shit from you.
Thank you.
It's like, come on, bro. Like,
Whoever
what are
his
you actually
publicist
thinking?
is and his manager, nigga, fire them. They told you that was a good idea. Nah, bro.
I,
Nah, that's a
once
that's a bad
again,
look.
I think it's all about promoting the song and all that shit. Because it got everybody talking about him for like the next 3 weeks or so after that.
True. But his music's been trash. He had one song and the rest has been trash. If you
Yeah,
ask
like
me.
I bought his EP, the first one with like Old Town Road on it, and like
Mm-hmm.
Panini, and like it was really good. It was like, oh, this kid's got talent. I haven't been impressed with the music coming out though. The last two songs, it's like, all right, bro, like this is like you're doing all this for the visuals, but these songs just aren't. They're not hitting. And of course, nobody wants to say that because they don't want to seem homophobic or anything like that. But it's like, bro, like, yeah, this ain't it really.
That's because the LGBTQ, they take everything as homophobia. It's not fair. And to be perfectly fair, sometimes us as black folks, we take everything to be as racist. And it's not fair. Not everything is racist. Like, I get it. But this is the society we live in. We got to move how we got to move.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like at the end of the day, I think it's like just people being like touchy about everything. It's just like, bro, like it's not because you're gay or nothing like that. It's like, nah, these songs are trash. Like, well, they're not trash,
Thank
but they're
you.
not good. Like, and
No, they're
mostly people
trash.
are just people are talking about the videos because of what's being depicted in the videos rather than the actual songs.
Right.
So,
Let me
I
ask you
mean,
this.
I'm pulling for
I,
dude.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
I'm going to ask you a
No,
question afterwards.
no, go ahead.
I'm going to say, I saw a video earlier where some lady was saying that the media and those who control it are grooming children to to their desires. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Right? They're just grooming them to their desires. Um, do you think there is some type of grooming involved from those in the powers that be towards the children in the media and television and things like that?
Um, I do to a degree. Um, because at the end of the day, somebody has to sign off on releasing that song. And like I think they were talking about a young buck. Like I was watching an interview of Wise Intelligent. He's a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he was describing how like Young Buck's album had like a song talking about pretty much like going against the police, going hard at them for like injustices and shit like that. And he said Jimmy Iovine told him, "Oh, you can't release that. Cops are going to be targeted. You got to take that off." And he said, like, yeah, the rest of the album was full of like songs talking about killing, selling drugs, black people, all kind of crap. But you never took any of those songs off. So it's like there's certain things these execs will touch, and certain things like they know, like, oh, we can't go there, but they have
Right.
no problem, promoting all the negative shit to the kids and all that. And I think like things should be more balanced, like you have good and bad, but like they're pushing home the drug addictions and all that shit with these new
Mm-hmm.
cats. Or like, let's say the Little Nas X thing, like he's got demonic images, like they allow that to go. But it's like certain things they're not allowing to see the light of day. And that's where the problem lies. Cause it's just like, bro, what's wrong with positivity? So I mean, to a degree, yeah, because there's always somebody making that decision.
Right. So there, in essence, what you're saying is like positivity isn't profitable because if they're showing something positive, apparently it's not profitable. They're not making any money off of that. I'm not making any money off of you working. I'm not making any money off of you going to school. I'm not making any money off of you. You know what I mean? Doing what's right by society's guidelines. You want to do something wrong? I'm here for it all day. You want to do the worst? I'm here for it all day until you start talking about killing the wrong ones. Because obviously you can kill a black man, you can kill a Mexican man, kill an Asian man, it doesn't matter. You start talking about killing those behind a badge, okay, now we're going too far. What's the fucking difference? The people behind those badges are black, white, Asian, Mexican, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So what's the difference? I mean, I don't know. I start thinking
It's
shit like that, and my head hurts.
because I mean, it's in the end, it's branding. Like they use branding and marketing to help make you make a choice. Like there's science behind that. And it's like, okay, half the motherfuckers on the radio are trash. Like, I'm not gonna say everyone, because like there's some with talent, some doing their things, but a lot of radio's trash. And they make
Absolutely.
these lists. So it's like, why are you pushing these certain songs? And it's not to make it seem like some conspiracy theory or anything like that, but it's like, bro, it's obvious. You're pushing certain songs and certain artists, but you're not pushing others. Why? And why is the artist more profitable when they're dead than when they're alive? Like, it's almost like they just wait for like, oh, okay, I can't wait. Something's gonna happen. Let's feed this addiction some more. All these
Right.
young kids, they dropping dead because they got addictions and shit.
Very much so.
And nobody
Very
stops
much
it
so.
until it's like, oh, okay, well, he's gone. All right, let's release the album now. It's like, nah, bro.
That
Um,
formula is fucked up, and I hate it. But that's the
yeah,
formula I feel like they're rolling with.
but it's like, yeah, to a degree, yeah, they control, they're gatekeeping our culture, music, and only allowing us to see certain shit that they want us to see. It is what it
Exactly.
is.
Yeah, this is very
All
true.
right,
All right, man.
all right, you ready for some this or that? Lighten up the
Let's
mood.
do it. Lighten it up just a little bit around here. Got a little deep and dark
Got a
around
little
here, but
deep
it's
and
all
dark.
good.
Okay.
Got to take y'all there every once in a while. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But we ain't no suckers. Yeah, we funny, but we conscious. Well, try that falling down the stairs shit. You conscious?
uh, uh, do you prefer? Would you rather have food from the gas station or the dollar store?
Man, I look, man. If you eat food out the dollar store, I mean, like, what are you really eating, bro? Like, that shit is hella off brand. You're not even supposed to buy food at the dollar store unless it's like sunflower seeds. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta get something where it's like a snack, bro. You can't buy actual food out the dollar store. That shit gonna come from God knows where and been on that shelf for God knows how long. I guess I'll go with some shit out the gas station. Depending on which gas station, like an A and PM or something, they always got something decent.
I won't judge anybody that gets food from the dollar store. I just personally I don't, because it's like, all right, is this food expired? Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, why is this at the dollar store? And why is
Right,
this marked down? Like, I need to know. Um, at least with like gas station food, there's dates. Like every week something's getting replenished or when it's goodbye, You don't
right.
get that at the dollar store, really. It's just like, all right, what's wrong with this meat? Like, why this ground beef so cheap? Like, so yeah, I'm probably gonna go with the gas station. Get you a little gas station meal, a little drink, get you them little sex
Right.
pills. If you about to knock somebody down, later on. Nitro. No,
Rhino pills. I'm asleep.
yeah,
Look,
gas station.
who's really buying perishables at the gas station though? Like, I mean, at the dollar store. You buying ground beef at the dollar store? What? You gotta
I
be a
just couldn't
brave
trust it,
motherfucker,
man.
man. You gotta be a brave motherfucker to buy some ground beef at the dollar store.
Yeah,
Or yeah, I can't do it. Not your boy. I know that
nah.
sounds funny, or you know what I mean, like I'm being bougie. I'm not being bougie, man. I worked retail for 11 and a half years in grocery, so trust me. I've seen some stuff and I know some stuff. Don't buy your perishables at the damn dollar store.
I think there's just certain things that I don't mind spending a little bit more on. And that's just one of those things. I'm not about to buy chicken from the dollar store. Nigga, we just going it's just gonna be marked up. We going to bonds or some shit. Like,
Some
fuck it.
shit, yes, sir. I'm gonna go to a deli, some carniceria. If I'm feeling fancy, you know what I mean? So trust me,
Mm-hmm.
not from the dollar store, y'all. Just go to the gas station, get you a hot dog, call it a day.
Call it a motherfucking day.
Yeah.
All right, next up. What's worse, being hungry or being hot?
Let me go on record here and say that both of them suck. I I can't stand either. Right now I'm hot and I can deal with it. But if I was hungry, man, I think being hungry is a little bit worse to me because I can deal with temperature. You know what I mean? You can change shit, you can do things to change your temperature. It's all right. But when you're hungry, there's only one thing you can do to stop being hungry. You know what I mean? So shit, I gotta go with that by the slightest of margins, but I'm going with being hungry. That shit sucks.
I think being hot is really worse. I think hunger only comes to mind only when you don't have shit to do. So if you're not busy and you're hungry, it's like, nigga, I gotta eat. Like, what am I gonna eat? I gotta do something. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm hungry. My stomach growling. You notice all that shit. But when you
Right.
busy in your day and you go in there, he's like, hey, it's lunchtime. You trying to get? I'm like, lunchtime? Oh shit, yeah, I do have to eat. And then you're reminded of that shit. So as long as you stay busy, you good off of hunger. When it's hot, yeah, bro, it's hot. It is. You can't remove your clothes because that's a charge. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, it depends on where you at. What if
if
you at the
you're
crib?
out in public, and not
Okay,
at
if you're out
night.
in public, you can go shirtless anywhere. Males can
Yeah,
go
but man,
shirtless. Females too can go shirtless. You have to keep your bra on, but yeah.
well, yeah, it's just like, I mean, because like there's just when it's humid and uncomfortable hot, like there's no stopping that. At least when you're hungry, you can feed yourself, or nigga just go to sleep.
Man, look, man.
go,
I am past
go
them
get some
days. I don't never want to have sleep for dinner again, bro. Never,
shit.
never.
I'd rather do that than be just uncomfortably hot.
So why you gonna be
Like,
cold and hungry though? They don't
but
never say I'm hot and hungry. They always say I'm cold and I'm hungry.
it's like, bro, like it doesn't matter what you do. You have all the fans, you know what I mean? Like, and it just doesn't help. It's just hot. Like, yeah, I can't do that shit. Fuck all that. I'd rather go hungry for a meal or some shit. Like, fuck it.
Man, that's where we're gonna differentiate. I hate being
Yeah,
hungry. That shit
we're
sucks
gonna
to me.
split on that.
We're gonna split on that one. I can be hot for a minute. I can get cool,
Yeah.
or it doesn't bother me as much as other people.
Okay, moving on. Gotta acknowledge happy birthday to Michael Jackson.
Hey,
And
Billie
this one,
Jean.
this one, it's what's better, Mike singing or Mike's dancing?
I'm gonna go unpopular opinion here. Mike singing is better than his dancing.
Mm.
Because remember, towards the end, that nigga couldn't dance that good, but he could show still sing.
Oh man,
You know what I
come
mean?
on.
Hey, you ever heard Dirty Diana? Huh?
Yeah,
Man in the mirror? Huh? Where's the dancing in those? Nowhere. But you know what was there? That singing. Them shits were fire. You know what I mean?
yeah, that was cool. But when you think of that album, you thinking Smooth Criminal, the video, him
Yeah.
dancing, him doing the lean and shit. Like,
Yeah. The moonwalk and the spins and the on the toes and all that good shit.
here's what I look at it. I think MJ is an underrated singer because I don't think people give him enough credit for it. But I mean,
I
it's
do.
obvious his dancing is what made him. Like, just like the way his body, the way he was fluid with it, there's
That's true.
other great dancers, but then there was a motherfucker like him. Like, it was just night and day. Like, oh man. Because
Yeah,
like his
but
brothers, some of his brothers could dance. But next
yeah.
to that nigga, oh, they look goofy as hell.
I mean, but MJ had those hits. Like it doesn't matter. You knew his voice. Let's say it's just the radio. You can't see him dance, or the TV's on, and you in another room. You just hear MJ come on. You know it's him. You can't mistake him for nobody else. You know what I mean? There's no mistake. That voice is ridiculous to me. I think it is very underrated if people choose to believe so, but it's one of the top-notch voices of our generation, or plenty of generations. Let me say that.
Nobody was watching a Thriller video because of the song. Matter of fact, that's the most skipped song off that album when I played the motherfucker. Like I skipped that every time. But if the video's on,
who's listening to Thriller by themselves?
But the video
song.
But the video
is fire.
If the video's on, I'm watching it. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's doing the Thriller dance. Everybody's doing the Thriller dance. Come on now. I'll give you that. But when Man in the Mirror comes on, tell me you ain't about to. Come on, Human Nature. Come on, man. Come on, man. Just y'all gonna put some respect on MJ's voice.
What attracted his most iconic moments, and what was really enduring, and what attracted a lot of his younger fans was the dancing. He was electric. That's why they call him the greatest performer ever.
And that's because young people can't sing, but they can dance or move. Doesn't mean that it's better. That was just more imitatable.
It's like watching Michael Jordan dunk a basketball. Like Dominique Wilkins was a good dunker as well. But the way Jordan did it, and the hops and the style and the flair in which he did it, it's what made him stand apart. Same with Michael. Like, yeah, there's other good dancers, but like he was just locked in. The nigga was just unstoppable as a dancer.
It's because he got his ass beaten every time he wasn't locked in. So, you know what I mean? Shout out Papa Joe. Papa Joe beat that ass to perfection. That's rough, but it is what it is.
Hey, he said, I'm gonna be the villain, but I'm gonna get my
hey,
family out of Gary.
Right? He shown up did that. And I think that's truly where the child abuse actually came from, minus all the beatings. Those kids were completely overworked. You know what I mean? Even college athletes are only allowed to work on their craft 20 hours per week. I guarantee you they did that shit 20 hours per day. You know what I mean? Sometimes. So those kids were completely overworked.
I heard a recent interview with the remaining members of the Jackson 5, and they say, yeah, man, like they got whoopings, but like it wasn't like crazier than anything anybody else was getting at the time. Right. So it was like, yeah, that part of it is a little embellished a little bit. I'm sure it did have an effect on Michael, but it's just like Joe, he comes from a generation of men and parents that only knew one way. So he was like, by today's standards and everybody 90s standards, people were frowned upon how he, raised up his family. But as a black man born in the 30s or the 20s,
I think he's born in the 30s.
Trying to keep his family alive and trying to survive in Gary, Indiana, when it was like the murder capital and all that shit.
Working in the steel mills and having, 9 children or some shit like that?
Yeah, I'm sure he did what he had to do to get them out of that situation, or at least to get to a better life. In a way, like they kind of asked for it, because he let them know, like, hey, this is what it is. If y'all gonna go this route, y'all need to do this shit right. And he said, y'all trying to do this music shit pretty much, and they accepted that challenge, and that's where the long practices came. But like that really shaped them as professionals later on, because they're practiced for hours and hours and hours until they got it right. So I mean, he gave that discipline early on.
Yeah, but that type of discipline is currently what is kind of what's in place for today's standards. Like, hey, you can't work these kids that hard, otherwise you're gonna end up with a Joe Jackson situation. That's kind of what they allude to. You know what I mean? That type of overworking, it was criminal, man. I don't give a damn what nobody said. That shit was kind of criminal. Like, you shouldn't do that to no damn body, let alone your own kids.
It's like this, bro. If you're gonna be in, you gotta be all the way in. So like there was
Understood.
obviously talent there, but it's like, okay, you could be a regular kid and not practice, or you could be somebody bigger and you can get there, but you gotta sacrifice and put in this time. Like I know it's fucked up, but it's like, bro, like that's what being an artist is really. Like you gotta be all in. There's no tiptoeing, there's no half-assing. Like you can't be half in. Like this has to be, you gotta look at it as a job.
But 15, 16 hours a week? I mean, a day?
I think that's, they got to go to school and shit. He got to work. I doubt they doing 16-hour days. Like,
Hey, man, it's out there. Shit,
but
they
it's
did it.
like, that's why it's like, if you want this, you have to put in this work.
And they did. It's just maybe they could have not have to put in so much work. I feel personally they didn't have to put in so much work. That's just me.
Michael ain't Michael unless they put in that work. They
That's true
probably
because that
last,
work kept him away from a normal childhood. You know what I mean?
they probably last an album, maybe two, without that work. Because that was the main thing. When they came in, it was like, damn, these kids are like, you know,
Didn't they
the
have two albums
discipline and
before he was 10?
um, you know, they lied about his age a lot, so I don't know if that was true or not, but I mean, let's just say it. Okay, sure, why not? But it's like they were disciplined, like they weren't just kids. It was just like, oh, okay, they're for real, and like they
Yeah,
put in the time to be one of the biggest groups ever. So it's like, I mean, it is what it is. Like you either want to enjoy their artistry, you know, and see them be the best they can be, or you know, see them wash out. Like it's tough. I get it, but like also those are different days as well.
that's true. All that being said, I'm still going with Michael singing. Absolutely.
I can name a few singers that are better than Michael Jackson. I can't
We're not
name
talking
many.
about a few singers. We're talking about Michael's singing and Michael's dancing. To
I know, but
me,
I'm
singing
I'm I'm
is,
putting
is
it this. I can name better singers. I can't name better dancers. And that's where it lies. His dancing is better than his singing.
yeah. Nah, let's see. If I'm thinking of dancers, I mean, there's the people he learned from, James Brown, Jackie Wilson. We just didn't know about them. They could have been phenomenal dancers. Like, or at least Jackie Wilson, we didn't know so much about. We know James Brown was a great dancer when he was young. Yeah, I mean, so and that's who Mike learned from. Jackie Wilson, we don't know much about him, but we know he was somebody that Mike learned from. We don't know.
He studied all the greats. He took from Jackie Wilson, James Brown, Fred Astaire, all these motherfuckers, and he added his own spin on the shit. Like it's it's like when Richard Pryor did stand up. Like yeah, like the greats like Lenny Bruce and them, they came before him, Bill Cosby, all them. But once he got onto it, it was like okay, comedy before Richard Pryor and comedy after him, and what became you know of his comedy tree.
So
So I mean,
Mike is Kobe.
Mike, I mean, Mike inspired a generation of dancers. Motherfuckers, there's
Usher and Chris
9-year-old
Brown.
kids. Yeah. And there's kids now that see his old videos that try to imitate the shit.
Ain't
Nobody's
that the
doing that.
strangest shit?
Nobody's doing that for Jackie Wilson. I mean, in all respects to Jackie Wilson and his
That's
legacy, but
true.
like, I
But
mean, if
ain't
you
that the
show,
strangest shit? This
Yeah,
man Michael has been dead for 10 plus years. So I don't exactly remember. I think it was '09, right?
like 13 years now.
Yeah, and there's kids who are what 4, 5 years old, and they are locked in with the MJ moves, or locked in with the MJ songs, and it's so crazy to me. They have no clue other than what their parents show them what this man was all about, and it's
That,
so crazy that he still has a ripple effect. It's man,
that's how far ahead of the game he was at that time.
man,
Just
man.
same as Jordan. People, they talk shit. Jordan didn't play anybody. He played these slow mailmen and plumbers and shit. It's like, no, there were good players. Those were good players at the time. But Michael Jordan was so far ahead of his time. Like he would fit in today's generation physically. But physically, he was like 20 or 30 years more advanced than everybody. Like he had the speed, the hops, and all that shit. So I mean, it is
Yeah,
what it is. But
oh,
yeah, I guess we're gonna be split on that one. But
oh, absolutely, because MJ singing is definitely better than the dance. I'm saying
all right, you on that shit.
it.
Would you rather go to jail for 5 years or be in a coma for 10 years? And after that coma, you're regular again. Like nothing's wrong with you.
I feel like in the coma they touch you too much. Like, yeah, like I don't know, man. It's like, what if you like? There's people who come out of comas and like, I couldn't respond, but yeah, I was conscious. You know what I mean? Like, and they just in there touching on you and taking advantage of you and all this, and you can't even do nothing. At least in jail, you got a fighting chance.
You got a fighting chance. Um,
You see somebody coming at least, hopefully. Um, that being said, I mean, a 10 year sleep don't sound too damn bad though. Over 5 years of fighting people off your ass.
I don't know. You missing 10 years, man. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
that's true too. That is 10 years. Fuck.
I'd rather I'd rather do the jail and be at least like aware of what's happening. Like, yeah, like you miss out on a lot, but like at least you'll know. Like 10 years is a big gap to fill in. Like, okay, what the fuck happened? Who's still alive in my life? Like that's a lot.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
rather
true
do the
too.
5. Yeah, I'd rather just do the 5, man.
Yeah, do the five because at least you might get visitation and people can kind of keep you up
Yeah.
on what's going on the outside. And it might not even be a maximum security jail or prison. So you might do minimum security, and just
Mhm.
have to, club fed it up. You know what I mean? So you could possibly be in a white collar prison or something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And still keep your contacts on the outside. So yeah, I do the nickel. I do the nickel. Because yeah, every time I turn around, man, with these people in comas, somebody done touched them weird or physically forced them to. So, no, I don't like all that.
You wake up,
I ain't
you wake
wake up
up
a daddy.
and a Betty White bitch is just jerking you off. Just go back to
Oh,
sleep. No.
went to sleep and came up with a 10-year-old son. No, I'm cool.
Bruh. Oh my God.
I'm cool, man.
I think that's kind of like a real thing. Like, well, I know it
It's for
happened.
real of it.
Maybe I was watching Law and Order, but like, so they knocked up a coma. Like one of the motherfuckers raped a coma patient, and she was knocked. It was just like, come on, man. Like, what are
I
y'all
think I
doing?
remember that episode. Yes, I remember that episode. She's like, she's pregnant, and they had to figure out which one of the orderlies was in there knocking up
Mhm.
comatose patients. So I ain't with that.
It's crazy.
I wake up out of a coma and I got child support. Like the fuck? Got me fucked up.
Hell, yeah. Look like we both taking that 5 though. All right. Uh, what would you rather have? Not being able to go out during the day, or not being able to go out during the night time?
I would rather not be able to go out in the daytime. I don't even like the daytime that much, anyways. It's overrated for me. I'm a night owl. I'm always up late. I do everything. You know what I mean? Like after when motherfuckers are supposed to be sleeping, shit. That's when I get started. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna be out in these streets. I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
I think if places stayed open late, I wouldn't mind nighttime so much because yeah, like after a certain point of the day, like it's like, all right, I'm ready to step out or something, you know. Like if it was
Right.
my decision, it's like shit, I'll probably step out like 6 and then just, start my day from there, 6 p.m. Um, but yeah, I'll probably not going out at night, I guess, because I mean shit's gonna close during the day. Doctor's offices are gonna close. It's like, all right, you kind of need to be able to
Hospital
go
ain't
out
though.
during the day. Oh, you gonna wait till it's so bad that you gotta go to a hospital?
Hey, it's just an option. It's just an option. It's just because the doctor ain't there. The doctor's there at night at the hospital
Yeah.
though. Hey, you just gonna have to. You know what I mean? Think about it. You ever see that show Gargoyles back in the day?
Yeah.
That's how I kind of feel about life. I'd rather just get it popping like that. Sun goes down. Let's light up the town. You know what I mean? So I'm out here in these streets.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, yeah, that is a problem.
So
Fuck
we
you.
both we both taking a day. Um.
We both ain't saying shit, nigga. We split.
Oh yeah, we split. Never mind.
I'm in
Okay.
these streets.
Lastly, would you rather know how you're gonna die or when you're gonna die?
Both are scary. Both are
Yeah.
scary as shit. If you absolutely knew when it was going to happen, what are you going to do? It'll. I feel like it'll cause more of a panic attack for me. You know what I mean? Because I know it's like, oh, next week I'm dead. You know what I mean? That shit would freak me the fuck out. Hey, y'all don't get used to me. Don't get used to me. I got about 16 more days. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I don't want to know that shit. I guess if I knew how I was going to die, I guess. Well, to be fair, some people do know how they're going to die, right? So,
Yeah.
uh, I guess I'll take that because just to be in solace with those type of folks, like I don't want to know when for sure. It caused too much anxiety. I'd probably kill myself sooner or something just by stressing out. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, yeah, I'd probably just know when. I mean, not when, but how.
How? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with how. Because knowing when, yeah, it's just like it's a countdown, until
Yeah,
you're about to die. And on that day, you don't know what's gonna happen. So there's nothing you can do to prevent it. You just know on this day, I'm gonna
that's
die.
it.
So you can be
Exactly,
doing
that's it.
anything.
Bust. Now you done went out because a busted ran you over. That's not fun. If
Or
I
you
wanted to
stayed
know,
in.
right? If I want to know how, I want to know that I'm like an old man, like Richard Pryor daddy. You know what I mean? I was just trying to get some cut and had a heart
Mhm.
attack. That'd be the perfect way for me to go. That'd be the perfect way for me to go. Like I was just trying to get some and thinking I had a heart attack, came and went at the same time. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That way, God, if you love me ever so much. You know what I mean?
I'm like, shit, I just want to go out in my sleep, nigga. Like, fuck it.
And that's the other option. That's option two. But if I had option one, I want to grab some pussy. let's keep it real. You know you in that same line. Don't lie. If you had the choice.
But what if you found out it's like, oh, shot 30 times? Like, nigga, what?
What the? Why? Why? What did I do? Want to shoot me 30 empty two clips at me? Come on, dog. Is it
Yeah,
really
it's
that
like, yeah.
serious? Did I go out like Cleo and set it off and try to rob the bank, or what's going on? Why 30? I would be more shocked at that. Shit. I would be definitely more shocked at that. Like, just staring at the motherfucker for like an hour. Like, what the fuck did I do? Or what do I have up my sleeve? Shit. Nah, just put me in the line where dying and simplicity is the choice, and I'm going
For real.
on everything.
All
I think we
right.
matched up on that one.
Sure. All right. Top five. Give me your top five wild animals.
Raw. All right. So my top five wild animals, and I'll go from bottom to top. Kangaroos. I
Mhm.
like kangaroos. They get strong as hell. You can box them, apparently, because I've seen all the videos about kangaroos and they get buck with you. You can get buck back. You know what I mean? Shit, I ain't afraid of no kangaroo, but they dope. Uh, excuse me. Shout out to Australia, keeping them somewhat in check. Number four, moose. I like mooses. I don't even know if that's the
That's
plural of
weird.
them, but I
You
mean,
got some
shit.
weird choices. I ain't
Fuck,
knocking it.
man, you ain't never seen a moose? That
I
motherfucker
ain't
big as
trying to see
shit.
a noose.
Not a noose, a moose.
I ain't trying to see a moose.
Man, mooses are dope, bro.
They
Like,
big as
fuck out of
hell.
here. Yeah. Make you think of some shit like, you know what I mean? Everybody think they somebody till they think of something. And you think you somebody till you stand next to a moose and you ain't shit. That motherfucker is up there somewhere. Shit. Number three, chimpanzees. Love everybody. Who doesn't love a chimp, right? Everybody loves chimpanzees. Highly intelligent, probably our closest living relatives
Mhm.
to humans. Mischievous, immature. Sums me up. Number two, wolves. Who doesn't love a wolf? You know what I mean? Just pack leaders and all that good stuff. And, deadly hunters, all that good stuff. Obedient if you domesticate them, so on and so forth. And then my favorite animal, and if y'all want to get me something, feel free. Bears. I love bears. They're just my favorite animal. I don't know. They're strong, independent, uh, very good with their young, as we've been so processed to see. Uh,
Mhm.
I mean, they don't bother you unless you bother them. And even if they come to bother, they'll break in your shit. They'll break in your shit. They'll be in your car. They'll come in your house. Don't bother no bears, man. Everybody afraid when they see the bears. That's why I like them. Just they cool. Yeah,
Hmm.
man. That's my favorite animal.
Okay. My top five is gonna be tigers. Love a tiger. Love them so much. I tatted one on my arm.
Okay.
Gorilla.
Okay.
R.I.P. Harambe. You know what I mean? I really love penguins. I don't know what it is. I'm obsessed with them.
Quack quack quack.
And to go back to last week's question, if I could control animals, I would make an army of penguins and take over the world. Like that's just like it. Batman Returns when they had the penguin, I was rooting for him in that movie.
Wow.
Okay,
Danny DeVito with the oblong oval.
that nigga had plans, and he had the army to back him up.
I suppose.
Um, Elephants, they're just big, majestic looking creatures. Um, and
They can't
lastly,
jump though.
eh, lastly, dolphins. Dolphins are so fucking fun. Like I don't know
I
if
ain't
you've
gonna hold
ever
you.
been on a cruise, but like I've seen like dolphins hopping along with the cruise, keeping up, trying to play with, the boat. And it's just like shit, like they just got it made. Like, fuck it.
I ain't gonna hold you. At SeaWorld, I don't like SeaWorld. However, the one
Mhm.
time I did go, me and the dolphin was playing catch with a football for like 30, 40 minutes straight. Just the kids was like, "Can I try?" I was like, "No, nigga, me and the dolphin is bonded right now. Can you go with
Yeah.
your mama?" We here right now. Me and this dolphin was chilling, and it's just like he was like, "Hey, don't get that ball to him."
Yeah.
I can hear him say, I heard the dolphin say that, "Hey, don't get that ball to him, bro. It's just me and you." I was like, "All right, I'm with you." And me and that dolphin was just tossing it back and forth, talking over our problems. So he wanted to escape. I was like, "Nah, man, you can't do that. You ain't gonna survive out there." He was like, "You know what? You right. Toss that ball back." And I tell you, and me and that dolphin had a good time, man. Whole time, real time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Don't listen to me, y'all. I am kind of feeling that drink.
That T is twisting this motherfucker.
Just a little. Well, I had some other shit earlier.
Okay.
Get on the down. Get on the down. You know what I mean? But
Meth,
it
huh?
is what it
Okay,
is.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Put it up there. Yeah.
Okay. I'm on the meth. But you got the smooth face. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, y'all.
Call me Nicky Barnes.
Yo, what's that? 27?
27.
Bro, we
Yep.
moving this bitch right along. I love it. Everybody, thank you so much for rocking with us through another episode. This has been the Greenbox Convos. It's your boy Just Lando with your main man, my co-host.
Marley Marr in the house.
Yeah, man, this is what we doing. Tune in next week, same time, same place, depending on when you watch it, because we don't know. Yeah, Mr. Marlon, take us home.
Be easy and wrap it up. Because we don't need any more kids on this damn earth. Y'all motherfuckers overpopulating shit.
Like a motherfucker. All right,
I'm
y'all. Be easy. We out.